You ever have one of those days where you feel like you're in a constant tug of war with your own mind? You have a goal, you know what you need to do, but your brain just wants to chase a million other shiny objects. Well, you are definitely not alone. Today we're going to dive into some really powerful, ancient wisdom that gives us a framework for this exact problem. So, let's get right into it.
And really, it all boils down to this one simple question. Just think about it for a second. When your mind is on your side, when it's clear and focused and positive, man, you feel like you can do anything, right? You're unstoppable. But when it's restless and distracted and negative, it can feel like your own worst enemy, the biggest thing standing in your way.
And this isn't some new age idea. Thousands of years ago, the Bhagavad Gita laid this out perfectly. The whole teaching is actually pretty simple. When your mind is disciplined and positive, it's your greatest ally. It's your best friend. But an undisciplined, restless mind, that becomes your enemy, actively working against everything you're trying to do. And the incredible thing is, the power to choose which one you have, that lies entirely with you.
Okay, so if we want to make our mind our friend, what are we actually aiming for? What does that ideal state of mind even look like or feel like? Well, lucky for us, the Gita gives us this beautiful and really powerful metaphor for it.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the picture it paints. Just imagine for a second. A single flame. It's perfectly still, glowing bright and strong in a room where there's absolutely no wind. That's the goal for our mind. A mind that's totally undisturbed by all the winds of distraction, or worry, or self-doubt. It's just a state of calm, steady, powerful focus. Let's break this down. On one side, you've got the flickering mind. It's restless, it's distracted, it's all over the place, which ultimately just makes it weak. But on the other side, you've got the steady mind. It's calm, it's focused, and from that focus comes this incredible strength. And I love this part. The text says that when you cultivate this steady mind, your future glows beautifully.
All right, that all sounds great in theory, but let's be real. How do we actually get there? I mean, if you've ever tried to meditate for even 2 minutes or just focus on one single task, you know the mind loves to wander. The good news is, that's totally normal. The secret isn't to stop it from wandering, but to know what to do when it does.
This is so encouraging because it flat out acknowledges that the mind is going to wander. That's what it does. Even the great yogis and sages that are described in these texts, they all face this exact same challenge. So the real practice isn't about achieving some perfect blank mind. It's all about the gentle, persistent act of just bringing it back.
So this is the crucial part, the real trick. Don't get frustrated with yourself. Don't fight your mind or scold it for doing what it's naturally built to do. The second you notice your thoughts have drifted off, just smile, acknowledge it, and then gently guide your attention back to your goal. Think of it like a muscle. You build it with patience, not with force.
Okay, so now let's get super practical. We're going to build a simple daily toolkit based on these ancient principles that you can start using, like today, to train your mind.
Here's a simple 5-step framework. First, set one clear goal for the day. This gives your mind a specific anchor, a North Star. Second, breath awareness. The moment you feel distraction creeping in, just pause. 2 minutes of deep breathing can literally reset your nervous system. Third, control your distractions. This is a big one. Make a rule. Phone and music happen after the target is met. It builds discipline. Fourth, use a mantra. A simple phrase like, "I am calm," can be an instant tool to pull your mind back. And finally, reflect at the end of the day. Ask what went well and what you can do better tomorrow. It's simple, but doing these consistently, that's how you build that unflickering flame.
All right, so we've talked about the battle inside our own heads, the internal distractions. But what about the external ones? I mean, our social lives can be a huge source of distraction. How do we stay focused when we're around our friends?
This is such a big one. We love our friends, right? But sometimes, let's be honest, they can be the biggest distraction machine, pulling us away from what we really need to get done. So what's the strategy here? What do you do?
The wisdom here is just so practical. First, you've got to learn to be polite but firm about what's important to you. Second, always set your daily goal before you go socialize. That way, your mind already has its anchor. Also, try to surround yourself with at least 1 or 2 people who get it, who support your goals. And above all, remember this: your number one job is to protect your own mind.
And this brilliantly illustrates just how simple it can be. See? You don't have to be rude or make a big deal out of it.
A simple, honest phrase just like this communicates your priority without starting a fight. It shows you respect your own time, and it kind of invites them to respect it too.
So we've looked at the problem, we've looked at the goal, and we've got some practical steps. Now, let's bring it all home and understand the ultimate prize for mastering our own mind. And that prize is victory.
This final verse here, wow, it's basically presented as the ultimate formula for success. You see two characters, Krishna, the master of all wisdom, and Arjuna, the dedicated warrior. But hang on, this isn't just a history lesson about some ancient figures. This is a metaphor for a power that exists inside of you right now.
And this brilliantly illustrates the real meaning. Think of it like this. Krishna, that represents your highest self. Your calm, your steady, your disciplined mind. And Arjuna? Well, Arjuna represents you, the sincere doer, the one who's actually putting in the hard work. This verse is all about the partnership between your mind and your actions.
So what's the crucial point here? It's that when your calm, focused mind, your inner Krishna, is the one guiding your sincere effort, your inner Arjuna, then things like victory and success and just good judgment, they aren't just possible, they're pretty much inevitable. That's the promise.
Because at the end of the day, the greatest battles we're ever going to fight aren't out there in the world. They're right inside our own minds. And winning that inner battle, learning to make your mind your truest friend, your greatest ally, that is the most important victory you will ever achieve. So the real question is, are you ready to win?
This statement here, it's so much more than just a nice sentence. It's really an invitation. It's a call to action for all of us to get involved in actively building these kinds of spaces, homes and schools that are truly full of awareness, patience, and peace.
It's a pretty powerful vision, isn't it? So if you're sitting there thinking, wow, I'd love to bring something like this to my community, well, here's how you can take that next step.
If you want to learn more or maybe ask about their programs, you can get in touch with Venkataramana. The phone number is 6300-840-335. Or you can just hop on over to their website at vijnanamitra.in. Thanks so much for joining.